Oh, ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas, it's your old buddy Zoo. And just like in a manger about 2,000 years ago, sometimes big things come in small packages. That's right, we're talking about the Trimui Brick Hammer today. Now, the hammer is just a metal version of the Trimui Brick from about a year ago, which, as you may recall, was almost universally lauded as one of the ultimate everyday carry devices. So is the addition of a sleek CNC aluminum case worth the extra money? Is it worth the upgrade? Well, stay tuned and find out. Now, I've done 3 videos on my original brick, but just in case you're new, hi, welcome. And also, here's a recap of the specs. This has an all-winner A133P chip, 1 GB of RAM, a 3.2-inch 1024 by 768 4:3 aspect ratio screen, which is beautiful. It's got a 3000 milliamp hour battery, which will get you maybe 6 hours of usage. It's got Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, front firing speakers, and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack on the bottom, which is nice. With this chipset, you're looking at excellent performance from PlayStation 1 and below. N64 and Dreamcast are hit or miss, and I would treat any games that actually run well as a bonus. And don't even mess with PSP on here. Some games will run, but this 3.2-inch screen, it's just too small for 16 by 9 games. The screen on here is super high resolution for its size, so you're going to get some really crisp and sharp visuals on here, even though it's just 3.2 inches. It's pixel dense, if that makes any sense, and the shaders on here look super good as a result. Now, this comes in 5 different options. You got the black one here, a very nice looking rose gold, a stunning green, dark gray, and silver. If I really had to pick, I'd probably go with that neon green, but they're all great. I got this from the Trimui store, and we have a code for them in the video description that'll save you 15% off. Ooh. The stock operating system on here isn't anything to write home about, but since this has the same guts as the regular Trimui brick, all the old custom firmwares work. So on this one, I've got the latest version of NextUI. I've done a couple videos on this, but basically, it's a minimalistic operating system that fits this sort of pick up and play device very well. Now, NextUI is based on MinUI, which is one of the old men of the custom firmware scene, but where MinUI is minimalistic to, some might argue, its detriment, NextUI allows you to expand as you like. Do you want box art? There's a pack for that. You want to add new emulators on here? Just download them. You don't even feel like taking the SD card out? Just use the pack store and install them via Wi-Fi. It's a really good custom firmware, and I think it's a great fit for this device. So why do people love the Brick Hammer so much, especially in a world where you can buy some really nice devices for the same price? Well, it comes down to a combination of size, pocketability, and ruggedness. Now, as far as size goes, the Brick Hammer is kind of a tiny fella. It's about the same size as the Miyoo Mini Plus or the old 35XX. And even though it's got a metal shell, it's under 200 grams and it's only 40 grams heavier than the all-plastic model. It's also a great size to palm, which means you can play it one-handed. And don't snicker, because one-handing a device like this comes in handy when you're a dad. You can be holding a sleeping baby in the crook of one arm and grinding away in Pokemon with your free hand. And you can access your D-pad, all your face buttons, and oh, by the way, you can fast forward by holding down the shoulder button in the back. Zoom, 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 zoom. What is my name? Zoo, right? Gary, it's you! Along with the small size comes pocketability. You can throw this in your coat pocket pretty easily with a case, and it still fits fine if you do decide to get a case. I've got a grip/case combo from my pals at JC Studios. It adds kind of a Game Boy Color little butt flare to it, helps with ergonomics, and it's still extremely pocketable. I can chuck this in my bag, no problem. You also don't have to worry too much about the device itself if you don't have a grip or a case, because the aluminum shell is very sturdy. It's also premium looking and feeling. Now, the original is fine, but in comparison, it feels kind of like a toy when you have this metal one. The Brick Hammer feels like a legitimate piece of tech. It's very premium, it's very sleek, it's very cool. I also have more than a few of these CNC aluminum devices, and I'm also very clumsy. What's that have to do with anything? Well, I will tell you that these shells can take a licking and keep on ticking, even from a clumsy oaf like your old buddy Zoo. Now let's talk about price. The Brick Hammer is essentially $100 from the official Trimui website. And we've got a coupon code, I mentioned it before, but we're gonna put it in the description. I'll flash it on the screen too. It's gonna knock an extra $15 off. So you could get this for as low as $85. Use Trimui MC15 for 15% off until New Year's Eve, so act fast. The original here goes for as low as $50 on AliExpress. So best case scenario, you're looking at a $35 upgrade. Is that $35 worth it? Well, yes and no. If you don't have a regular brick and you're still interested, then I'd say it might be worth it to drop the extra $35 and get the Brick Hammer. If you already have the original brick and you're a collector, or maybe you just really love metal handhelds, then yeah, I guess you can go nuts. But otherwise, it's not like this is an essential upgrade for a normal Trimui brick owner. It's a shell upgrade, but it's not like, they threw a new chip in there. But tell you what, it is pretty. Well, Gary, we got to go get ready for Christmas Eve Mass, so it's time for What Did We Learn? And we learned that the Trimui Brick Hammer is an interesting variant of the original Trimui brick. Now, I wouldn't call it an upgrade just because the guts and the screen are the same. It's really a shell swap, but man, what a shell. This CNC aluminum shell looks and it feels premium, and it makes one of the best everyday carry handhelds even more durable. But because it's really just a new shell, it's not what I would consider a must upgrade if you already have one. But for anyone interested in their first Trimui brick, the hammer is a really interesting and beautiful option. If you thought this video was beautiful, then remember to like and subscribe and all that jazz. I got a whole stack of devices to review, and I'll be churning out videos through the end of the year. And then, of course, we'll be at CES soon. Ooh. So subscribe and ring that bell, and you'll get notifications of all the latest news and shenanigans. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.